Hello, all you good poster people. Welcome back to the Psychedelic Art Exchange channel. We're back with another episode of What's on Sale at PAE right now. We're currently running session one of our July mega auction, and you got a few more days left to bid. It's going to end on Thursday, July 18th. As always, lots will begin to close at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's jump right into it. We have so many things to cover, and they're all really cool. And you can probably see most of them because they're all different sizes.
Yeah.
But here we go. Starting with lot number one.
We're beginning with lot number one. Well, we do have a really nice batch of interesting posters in this mega sale. Those of you familiar with our mega sale understand that the graded poster sale we have has a finite amount of titles that are available for grading. So the great percentage of material out there is not currently graded by CGC. And that's generally what falls into our mega sale. So, you know, in the heat of July, we have some real scorchers. So starting off with a 64 Stones handbill. I just saw the Stones about a month ago. I had not seen them in 25 years, and it really was quite a spectacle. It was a lot of fun. I saw them out in Colorado, and I had a blast. And
I didn't think I realized it'd been that long. But yeah, nice.
Yeah, I mean, with the Stones, it can be that long. I figured I had to give it another shot because the reviews from the tour were great. And it's not like they were breaking any new ground, but I mean, you know,
they don't have to. They've done that enough.
Yeah, and it's not quite a nostalgia act either. Ronnie Wood was playing great. It really was fun. Anyhow,
nice.
And they played everything in the book.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, in '64, this is where it all began. This is, Beatles and Stones from this era. There's not much that I really need to say. These items speak for themselves, and this is in high condition. Do you have any thoughts? I mean,
they were 2 years old. They were a baby band at that point, and I believe that was the year that they put out their first actual release, which was just like an EP. And they immediately shot to the top of the charts in the UK. But also, they were like right early, I think like January 1st of that year, which was just like a few months before that. They were the first ever band that was on Top of the Pops, which, is history.
It was a springboard. Yeah, I mean, the Stones story tells itself. So anybody that, if you need an early Stones piece without wanting to spend $50,000, this might be the one for you.
It's very small, but it's very nice and very powerful.
And it's high quality. It really is a fine piece.
And is it Freddie and the Dreamers on that too?
Freddie and the Dreamers. I mean, and really, this, look how white that is for it's white. I mean, this is a good looking piece.
It's almost as old as you.
Yes, almost. Almost. Anyhow, moving right along, another piece from the UK, from England. And this one just particularly appeals to me because, the Kinks, again, maybe my favorite British invasion band, and Traffic. I mean, Stevie Winwood is incomparable. He was a singer, musician, is still at it today, really, brilliant. Spencer Davis Group at like 15, and then Traffic and Blind Faith and a solo career. Steve Winwood is, a treasure. So, I mean, it's not that sexy and it's early, but early Kinks and Traffic, this gets my vote for a steal.
I like that one. Those are very cool. We get those from time to time, but that's the first one of that. They just like list like shows for a couple months, and that's the first time we've had that one, although we've had similar ones in the past. So could be the only time you see it.
Bid now. Anyhow, moving right along to Jimmy, who seems to really be at the top of the psychedelic concert poster want list for everyone. I mean, anybody who isn't turned on by Jimmy, I guess they're turned into the wrong channel here. But again, if you want, a very clean piece from 1970, just months before he left this plane of existence. And it's
Great image of him. Perfect. Classic. Love it.
yeah, the handbill sells for a lot. The posters we've sold for really a good amount. But this is, again, clean, early Jimmy in 70, worth bidding on. Moving on. Allman Brothers 1973. You know, they were getting back on the road after the tragedy of losing, you know, losing Dwayne and I guess Barry Oakley by this time. This has the Eat a Peach logo on it, which was the, you know, the album that, you know, they really started, you know, breaking through with. It was the transition between Dwayne and Dickey's writing, and it's just a super powerful piece. You know, early Allman stuff is, you know, is does really well in our auction.
Well, we received some intel recently that the Allman Brothers actually didn't show up to that event for unknown reasons, but it's they're still on the poster, and it's still a great image.
You know, it begs a question though about the value of posters that were either canceled or, you know, the main act didn't show up. This is something that happens all the time throughout the whole collecting, you know, basis. And does it have an I mean, obviously shows that were played and were memorable have a certain extra appeal, but there's a lot of value and a lot of reason to own even canceled show posters.
And we're always learning these kinds of things too. It's not always something that's, you know, that is out there. Some people just know because they were there, and I think that's the case with this one. Is someone was actually at that show and was able to tell us, like, hey, here's what went down. It's not all online.
No, and in fact, the web is not always the greatest tool.
No.
And we put a little bit too much faith in it. The again, the information we get from the collectors is the most valuable thing we have. This is all, well, most of this is told in an oral history because it hasn't been cataloged and hasn't been, you know, exceptionally well recorded, which is one of the benefits of these videos that we do, is that we can at least put down a marker and start talking about some of the stuff and giving what we believe is good quality information. So anyhow, again, we love the Allman Brothers and would buy this poster, you know, regardless. Again, it's bright white and on heavyish paper. It's got some waviness to it. But
pop it in a frame, you'll never know.
Truth. But yeah, find another one too. So moving along, and this is a rare cardboard piece. We have a couple rare cardboard pieces here. This is, you know, Simon and Garfunkel in '67. It's got, you know, some damage, but this is, yeah, they wrote a lot of
rare
hits. Yeah, this is,
I think that's the only one that had ever been seen by the consignor who we received it from. And it is, it's, you're not going to see that again anytime soon.
And yeah, this act, you know, was all about the '60s sound and the, you know, pop music especially. But so yeah, find one somewhere else is sort of the challenge. Also, I mean, we have a cardboard. I mean, Lee Michaels is the headliner, but to me, this is a Mother's poster. It really, you know, and it's got the lettering, you know, that was typical for many of the psychedelic posters. This is one of the styles, and the Mothers, you know, right around this time, I mean, it was with Flo and Eddie, Howard Kalin and Mark Volman from the Turtles. They were, they were, you know, in the Mothers for a while. That was, you know, the Live at Fillmore album, which is a ridiculous record, and Just Another Band from LA. This was two of the representations of shows that they did with Flo and Eddie, and it's some of the best comedy music and the best music. I mean, the whole Mud Shark thing, and Billy the Mountain. This is anybody that knows this band and is deep into Frank and deep into the Mothers will understand this period. And I mean, this cardboard piece, this is yellow and black and brilliant, and there you have it.
There you have it.
I want to end on what I think is an incredibly beautiful poster we've never handled before, and these Rainbow Jam things are always works of art, and they just don't show up. And they're generally stunning. The Zeppelin, I guess, sells for the record of all of them, but it's a subsection that's worth looking into. These posters are all gorgeous, and this one's in exceptional shape. I don't know much about it.
It's not a concert poster. A lot of them aren't. The Rainbow Jam was like a touring light show with two different guys who just worked with a lot of different musicians around the country and they were like film guys. One of them, Richard Taylor, worked on Star Trek and did some art direction for Star Trek, worked on the Tron film. And this was like not a headshot poster. I guess it was like sold in stores though. And it was acquired directly from this guy, Richard Taylor, this piece that we have here.
And it's crisp, and this is,
it's great. I love it.
Yeah, it's this is the sleeper in the sale for anyone that's looking for great art and a super rare piece in high condition. And it's worth taking a second look at if this wasn't on your hit list when you first saw the sale.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. That's just a little sliver of what we've got in this sale. Please place your bids before Thursday, July 18th, 9:00 p.m. Eastern time. As always, the links to all that is below me in the description. And we'll be back soon with more posters for you.
See you next time.
Have a good one.